This week's episode is sponsored by Helio Gas Detection and Rising Suns, the award-winning brewery in Cork.
Hey everybody, this is Richie from the Metal Cell podcast. First of all, I'm going to give a shout to our main sponsors, Rising Suns, the award-winning brewery in Cork. So, I have the Kilkenny posse in the house, would you believe? I've got John Roach, I've got Red Corcoran, and on co-host duties tonight is Evan. The lads are on representing Crimson Butchery, which I must say is a fucking amazing release. So, thanks for coming on the show, lads.
Sound, Richie.
Sound.
And welcome back, Evan.
Yeah, I've been sporadic.
How's the GoFundMe campaign for a new laptop going for you?
I'm still using my girlfriend's laptop. So we'll get around to it. I think when you have 3 bands and running gigs and a full-time job, it's like sometimes a laptop. You'd be surprised. Like when you're in work, I just do all my admin there.
Okay.
And there's a lot of doing the phone. So
careful what you're saying. Careful what you're saying. Work first, obviously.
No.
So, lads, as I said, welcome back to the show, Red and John. Jesus, I'm sure I was only talking to you around a month ago with the Gamma Bomb release. It's interesting times in relation to new releases. I know ye released yours in September. And it's only now you're on the show, so apologies about that, but it's been fairly hectic on my side as well, but just the general amount of stuff that's coming out through the Irish metal scene. Would you agree with that, Evan? It's fucking crazy, the amount of releases this year, trying to keep up.
I think we're still getting like, it's everyone was sitting on something after COVID.
Yeah.
But then there was that, like, even though people were sitting on it, there was people that were already writing and had outgrown the thing that they hadn't released yet. So there's a lot of that kind of people holding on to things. It's like it's still behind itself. So I think there's a lot of, I think there's even more stuff to be coming out very soon as well.
Yeah.
Which is great. I'm not going to complain about more music, especially if it's good.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? If it's good. Red, going back to your release there with Necrotized, it's been a few months now. How's the album sitting with you?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, I sold a good few CDs anyway, which I didn't think I would.
Okay.
Sold some to like some mad fans in Europe.
Right.
Many people in Europe. So I don't know, people in Germany and some guy in, where was it? Albania or somewhere like that. He messaged me on Facebook and bought a copy there about 2 weeks ago. So
cool.
How much was the postage for that there to send to Albania?
Like €15 or something maybe.
Fuck me.
Oh,
something like that. I can't remember now.
It's mental what the internet.
Actually, it was Armenia. That's where it was.
Armenia. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, sure, everyone does that.
Probably sold more fucking CDs to people outside of Ireland than in Ireland, which is weird.
That doesn't surprise me in relation to the type of music you're playing. It's more popular over in Europe, definitely. So when you were on the show, Red, you were telling me then you were working with John on Crimson Butchery. So where did there's obviously a time period there where they might have overlapped, or can you just maybe walk us through the projects, the 2 projects, and
so I could be like recording one night and then writing the next night. So I just try and kind of do it like that rather than kind of doing stuff on the same day, because it's too much work then, that kind of way.
Okay.
Where I'd just be like, shit, should I keep this for this or this for that? So I try and separate them. But I was writing and recording 2 things at the same time pretty much.
Yeah.
It's fun, so keep doing it.
John, were you driving this project?
Yeah, the music anyway, and organizing
Okay.
it pretty much. Like me and Red have been kind of doing stuff like this for nearly 10 years. We had another kind of band we got together, Grot, that we did two EPs with that. Well, Red was on two EPs, and I did another one. The first one with Owen Brogel from Warpath Cold War. He did the vocals for that one. But then the ones that Red did were kind of more, I don't know, Marduk kind of dark funeral, deicide kind of vibe. So,
Yeah.
went down that kind of route. So, yeah, so me and Red have been kind of doing stuff for ages now.
Hmm.
So this one, I just said, oh, fuck it, I'll do an album. I kind of wrote the songs like in 2020, around when I was doing the Sea Savage stuff. I don't know, I was like doing a lot of recording, and I was like, oh, I'll try something here, see if I can do something. Then in the back of my head, I was like, okay, I'll do an album. So I kind of like built up a load of stuff that year, and then around March 2021, I worked Kevin Talley. I worked with him. Well, I use him as a session drummer
Mm-hmm.
for all the stuff I've done.
That's what I was going to ask about, right? Yeah, but it was
Yeah.
like work.
Oh yeah. I'll answer that now in a second. So I just like sent him a message on Facebook, and it goes, "Hey, look, I got a song." I just read one song. Well, I just kind of did it on a click track, and I go, "Hey, look, can you put drums on this?" Like, yeah, no problem. Did one, and it came out. I was like, "Oh yeah, I like this." And then I had a lot of other ones, and all of other songs, and then I just wanted to just tighten them up and kind of rearrange it a little bit. And then around September or August 2021, I just sent him the rest of the songs to do. So yeah, so Kevin Talley. So Kevin Talley was in like Dying Fetus, Misery Index, Chimera. Does a lot of session work. Did touring for a lot of other bands. So yeah, he's a session drummer, well, studio drummer. So if you just email him or message him, like, and you have some tracks, he'll lay down some drums. And he was like one of the first ones to do it. Like when I first contacted him, I was like in my early 20s. And I was like, fuck, I didn't know how to write drums. I didn't want to look for a drummer locally. So he was just doing it. I was like, okay, cool. And I just sent him an email, and he just got back to me. I was like, fuck, he actually got back to me. He's like, yeah, just do this, that, the other, right? Have the track, have one with a track with the click on it, have one without the click, and I'll lay down drums. Like, okay. And I just give give him the tracks, give him the BPM, and give him a rough idea what I have. And then he just blasted it all out pretty quickly afterwards.
So
that's him.
Would you send him like just a basic kind of idea of, we'll say, program drums, or were you just doing it by like from bar whatever to bar whatever, something double time? Did you have certain specific feels you wanted, or did he just like nail everything?
So for this one, like I didn't put any drums on it because like I can do it now, but back then, like a couple years ago, I couldn't write drum parts. Like I had like a whole library of stuff. I'm like, oh, I don't know how to there's a part where it's like, oh, I don't know how to explain it, and I don't want to map it out in MIDI. It just takes too long. It's too much work.
It's very tedious.
It's very tedious. And one, I'm not a drummer as well, so I don't have that mindset. So if I did map out something, it'd be something kind of like, templatey, so it's like, oh, fuck it. So like the song, like he does hundreds of sessions, so he's well trained and well, he's got a good ear. So I give him the vibe, like, okay, like this, kind of like, Igor, kind of a rise, kind of snare bash in there, bit of this, bit of that. I give him just an idea, but like, he does his own thing as well. Like,
He's free to do it. Yeah.
So like, yeah, he's a drummer. So I just want the drummer, like, you're a drummer, do your thing, do what you think is good. So yeah, I don't want to get too much. I'm not like, I don't want to be like a control freak or anything. It's like, yeah, do your thing. Yeah.
What was the turnaround for it? Like from when you sent him the tracks, from that day that you initially did it to him sending the finished ones, if there was drafts in the middle, like what way?
For Kevin, it was like, okay, I remember sending him the first track, and I think he got back to me like within like 2 weeks, because I sent it to him in like March 21, and I came back to London. This is like during COVID, so I was stuck around for a month. I came back to London, and I remember that month in March, when I came back, he's like, yeah, I got it here. I was like, cool. And I got all the stems and everything. So I was like, brilliant. And the turnaround was pretty quick. It was like once every 10 days he was like lashing out. So probably about 8 weeks, which is fine. I was in no rush. Because then after that, it's like, fuck, I gotta find someone who can mix the drums and who can actually properly mix the drums. Because all the drums are all like, it's perfect. As in, like, the great thing about like a session drummer, like a well-trained, well-played session drummer, like, there's not like, the roles are kind of in time. There's not much fucking around with editing. So it was really handy. Like, all I need is just someone that can like mix the drums decent. You know, that was it. So that's why you'd hire a session drummer. You know, it's like, okay, can you, like, you know, it don't have to be like, clearly you have to be on the grid, but don't be too on the grid. But like, you know, you can just have good rolls. You can hit the snare properly, as in like you're hitting it. You know, like, it's not like, you know, it's like, okay, that's consistent. And there was nothing sampled as well, which was nice. MIDI techniques were sampled, but that was it.
Yeah, John, just one other thing there in relation to session drummers, because, you know, obviously people won't know too much about them in relation to their input in relation to what you're sending them. Okay, so you're sending them your tracks, okay? Has there been occasions where the session drummer might come back to you going, look, I recommend you change this section or change that, or is it just a one-way street?
One-way street.
Wow. Okay.
They're not part of the band. You pay them.
Yeah, I know, but like, again, though, if there's something fucking wrong and he as a drummer can see it or just go, so he doesn't, you know, is there a kind of human quality about him, or is it just a money grab? Thank you. You know, I would, that's what I'd like to know, you know?
Yeah. Well, you can get like a drummer that has an input, like drummers now, like there's loads of session drummers now. Like before, like 10 years ago or before, there was no one really doing it. Like no one got it. Like, what, you send me the track and then you can actually record them. So like drummers now, session drummers now can do that. Like they'll map it out and go, do you like this? Like, there was another drummer I was talking to like recently, and he does that. He kind of maps it out and like, here, look, this is what I might like. Do you like it? So like drummers now are kind of more involved. So that's kind of cool. Like, but like, what's I'm saying? Yeah, like drummers can do that now, or if they want to, they can do it, you know?
Okay.
It depends.
Okay, so you had the drums, the guitars done. Was it then you got Red involved, or was Red still getting early demos off you?
Involved. I always give Red early demos, and then it was just time to like, I had all the drums done, and I had the scratch guitars, and I had to like record the guitars. The BPMs were a bit fast, so I was like, oh god, it's gonna take ages to record. So I recorded like March 2022, and then I did like the Gambom sessions came in, so I was like writing and recording then, and then I'm doing a lot of recording with Gambom. I was like, okay, like, you know, I'm playing really tight now, so I went back to the songs that I did before. It's like, I'll finish this off, or have a look, and I was like, oh fuck, I could do that better. So I re-recorded it again.
Fuck.
Yeah, because I got a few demos that sounded kind of different. The first few sound different than the second half ones.
Yeah,
they were a lot tighter, definitely.
Yeah, the way, like, they were tight, but I was like, I could do that better. So I just tightened it up more. And I was getting like, I was learning as well. Like, I always like recorded like Gambom stuff for the last couple of albums, but it was like, okay, I'll record all the parts and then I send the Domo, and Domo would like come back, like, just, and he would like critique it. But this one I did it all on my own, so it was like, okay, I'll do everything and edit the guitars and bass all on my own. So it was a little different as well. It was more like, okay, I do it.
Yeah, what was like, even listen, like the guitars, to be honest, everything on the album is like incredible. Like, it's very, like, you could listen to it as a drummer's album, as a guitarist album, as a bassist album, or like a vocalist album. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what for you, guitar wise, was the biggest pain in the hole, or the thing that caused you the most issues, or the thing that was the hardest part to get, or so, you know, something, maybe there was something that just, because the guitar parts are so intricate that I'm just wondering if there was anything that was specifically
just getting it tight, just doing the tremolo picking really fast and making sure that because it's layered 4 times, so you got to make sure there's like, okay, that's all kind of like coming out well. We do that with Gambom anyway, but this is a little first like the guitar strings are a little thicker, so I was like I wasn't kind of used to that. And
Yeah,
the
okay.
BPMs maybe a little faster, a little bit faster, even though Gangnam songs are fast. There were some songs I just wasn't just I just had to make sure that it was tight. So I was looking at the grid all the time, like on the Pro Tools
Yeah.
was like make sure everything's lined up. So actually, and I'd be listening on the clean guitar, turn off all the any plugins, make sure that actually it all like sounds like one guitar, all 4 guitars. So it took a while.
It's
Yeah,
tedious.
no,
It was like you know how like Tom Schultz from like Boston would do an album.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, to give people an idea of what we're talking about, I'm going to play. I have 3 tracks. If I can get in 3, happy days. But I'm going to play the first track, and just wait for the end of it. Like, because I can't obviously play all of it, but I took certain sections out of each track that I personally really love, and this is just a showcase of what I think that Red brings to the whole package. So this is
Cheers, man.
Necropolis Abortum. Would that be right? Necropolis Abortum. All right, so here we go.
That's it.
Man, you dragged that from your fucking toes. That fucking growl.
Yeah, that's another thing. I put a lot of like tempo changes, so it would have really annoyed it. It was like at least 4 or 5 per song.
Yes,
Okay.
there is absolutely, and do you know
Yeah.
what? I fucking love that, then, John, because it just breaks up the kind of tedium of it, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a big kind of beatdown vibe to that as well. Like
Fucking
definitely.
hell.
yeah.
We got
So-
like the kind of Dying Fetus kind of vibe in some of the
Yes,
songs, you know.
absolutely.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely,
you
yeah,
beat
yeah.
me to it, because like I was going to ask, it's always with death metal, a lot of the motivation for death metal is playing it. You don't hear a lot of death metal bands saying, I wanted to do this to challenge the way people think about music or whatever. A lot of the time, death metal is just people who want to fucking do cool shit and then play it. Would you agree with that, lads?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
It's just about having fun, really, isn't it?
It
It's
is.
fun, you know. Just trying to just write songs that are cool, heavy, fast.
I remember there was a Crucifracture song. The start of it has like a tom roll thing. Was it one of the ones from the Battle of the Bands that you won? What was the
I don't know if I can fucking remember that now.
Brain Dead, was it? No.
Brain Dead.
Brain Dead, yeah, was it?
Yeah, that was one of the tracks off the EP.
That was it. Yeah, yeah. I remember like fucking years ago.
Oh yeah, there's a kind of a tom roll at the start, all right, yeah.
Yeah, but I remember like years ago sitting like playing drums just with headphones on, playing along to that, being like, because there was no way I was gonna try like fucking play Dying Fetus, but like I remember just being like the perfect way for me to be like, just starting almost and being like, right, I'm gonna fucking spend so long trying to get this level and then just kind of growing from there. But I always found like Crucifracture were always such a like monumental band in that sense for me, of like drumming wise, because it was just I hadn't played anything
Who
like
was the
that.
drummer, Ev?
That's my mate Sla.
Yeah, Slap.
David Slattery.
But I hadn't done any kind of blast. I actually didn't understand how it actually worked. I thought you just stood there and just froze up like a fucking bee's wing. That was a massive, just sitting there for ages, being like, "What is this? Like, what?" But yeah, it's fucking. I'd love to see some of that stuff like redone or re-released or something, but I can't.
Fuck that. We were very young when we did that.
Yeah,
move forward, not backwards.
Yeah,
yes.
I was fucking sick though.
Like even going back that far, Red, were your influences like, and I'll say it to John as well, like, were you more interested in the likes of Slayer, Exodus, and Possessed, or was there more of you into kind of Hellhammer, Celtic Frost, that kind of thing?
No, at that stage, would have kind of went past listening to Slayer, so we would have been getting into bands like Carcass and Napalm Death, Cannibal Corpse.
Okay,
like
okay.
Obituary, that kind
of course, stuff. You're a lot younger than me. I have to yeah, okay, that's fair enough. I forgot that. John?
For death metal bands, yeah, like Cannibal Corpse, Decapitated, Decrepit Bird, Amputated, Desecration. Red's wearing the t-shirt there.
Yeah.
Process to Decay, that was an album I really liked.
Yeah, it's a great album.
Yeah, I love that album. Deicide, like just the whole genre itself.
Mm.
Yeah, how vague.
Had the Florida scene more or less shot its load at that stage, or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Big time.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm trying to fucking figure it out. Like, that's.
Yeah, I love all the Florida stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like, when you look at going back, it was always handy to go back when you look at influences and stuff like that. But again, you kind of, I think it's with death metal, it almost has a lot of faces, and there's this kind of competitive angle to it as well. Who can do it faster? Who can make it more complex? Or the caveman style, which is more brutal. What are your thoughts on that? Like when you kind of put together this album, what were you aiming for? Or was it just a nice mixture of everything?
John kind of said originally he wanted me to kind of sing lower than the way I'd normally sing, like more guttural, which I'd never really done before. So I kind of had to go and teach myself to do that. So
how did you find that process?
A bit challenging, but then after a while I was like, yeah, I can do this. I can definitely do this.
Yeah.
So just kind of listening to different bands and then kind of watching videos on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, Red's vocals changed, because on the Grot stuff it was more kind of raspy, or like kind of like a creator.
Yeah.
Something like that kind of vibe.
Okay.
Or Morbid Saint, if you hear the band Morbid Saint, that kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, yeah, something a bit lower, because like there was a bit more of a slower, like, and there's parts, and it's like you can kind of get the lower register, which he pulled off,
Absolutely,
so,
yeah.
Right. Really, really happy with that.
And lyric-wise, then, who was supplying the lyrics? Did you give them over to Red, John, or had you ideas for certain songs, or?
Mostly Red. I had some ideas, but Red kind of just fixed them up, and some patterns as well. But Red did most of the lyrics and stuff.
Yeah.
Were they horror movie inspired, Red, or where were you getting your influences from there?
One or two kind of horror ones. One is kind of loosely based on a story from a book.
Which one was that?
Little bit of politics in there, small bit. Kind of varies a bit.
Yeah. What would be the kind of, like, not even lyrically, but like, when you're saying that you've, had to change the style of vocal that you've done, is there anything that would stand out for you? Something that you're like, that's something that, didn't think I'd be able to do. And is it kind of standout moment on the album for you?
Yeah, someone pointed something out to me there, and I didn't really think much of it, but there's one part of the song where there's a bit of a delay on it, but it's like I sang as like low as I possibly could, and whatever way when your man was mixing, he just kind of pushed it up in the mix a little bit, and it's like, oh yeah, that was like, yeah, didn't think I'd be able to do that, and like it just sounds really fucking cool.
Yeah,
so I'm quite proud of that. It's a part in the song Repulsive Exhibition. There's a part
okay, second
right
song
up there.
And of course you released one single already, Gluttonous Abhorrence in April. Are you going to bring out another one or?
Yeah, we actually was chatting to Red today. We have 3 songs recorded and done. And I was talking to the producer and go, look, I'm going to add a few more because it came out really good. Really, really happy with it. So I'm doing another album. So I was supposed to go to Mexico this weekend. So this weekend I'll just finish off all the guitars. So the music should be done probably by the end of December, latest early January. And then Red, when he gets time, like lash out the vocals, and that'll be done.
What, another album?
Yeah.
Jesus,
I'll probably get it done
Christ.
next year anyway.
It'll be done. Like the music is almost half done, so it'll just once Red has his studio is in, he's just fixing it up. So once that's done, he'll once he lashes out the vocals and we have some ideas. There's some lyrics I already got. I have some lyrics for one song anyway, which I think is going to be a super hit. Man, it's going to be amazing. I want to hear this. It's amazing. Like it's one of the heaviest. Like it's a downbeat kick-ass song. I think it's going to be it's a hit. Anyway,
TikTok will be all over that. Like.
But yeah, like the songs are all demoed. 3 of them are properly recorded, and I gave Red there the ideas of them there last week. I just had some. I asked the guy who mixes it just to send me some drafts of it, and he sent me another draft today.
Is this Floor?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Floor lives in Germany, and he just focuses mostly on death metal, slam death metal bands, and stuff like that, hardcore bands. I just got talking to him I like this stuff, and I chatted him on Instagram, and it's like, oh, that's how the Gluttonous song, because I already had the album done, but I was like, I found all these kind of tracks that I had. Now, you're not supposed to do this. Like, if someone who's editing or producing songs, they'll be pulling their hair. But I have a load of Kevin Talley tracks that I've done before in the past, and I just found some, and I kind of like pieced some together, and I was like, maybe this. I wrote a song like, in about an hour and a half, and it's like, maybe I can get. And I said to your man, I was like, yeah, look, is this doable? He's like, yeah, sure, we'll give it a go. And it's like, and then we just did a song just really quick, just to test, like, okay, like let's give it a go, like just to release something, like just for fun. So the album was done already, but then we did the single just for a laugh.
Turned out quite well. Quite happy with it.
Yeah, it turned out good. It was just a really quick kind of turnaround, just to see, like, I didn't know anyone who could like mix the album. And I chatted to him. I chatted to a few other people. It was like, okay, look, I'll talk to this guy, and he got back to me. So if you get back to me, like, that's yeah. So it's like, okay, and just kept chatting him, and like he works with a lot of other bands. I dig the kind of sound and stuff, so it's really cool. So
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to play my favorite track off the album. And if you care to guess, it's not the first 2 tracks anyway, so I'll just narrow it down for you.
Third track?
Actually, that's actually my second favorite, but no. Red, I know you'll get it. Come on.
Let me think.
Number 5.
Regurgitate.
Yes, how the fucking... I knew Red would get it, man. Fair fucks to you, man. Fair play. Okay, here we go.
I read your mind.
Regurgitated genitals. I was working out in the gym to that this evening, man, and I fucking did my hamstring in. And the fucking
Right on.
fuck's sake, like that's just super. But the whole album is, and just like you did the right thing getting in a fucking fantastic session drummer as well, lads. Like,
Yeah.
100%. 100%.
oh man,
Yeah,
holy shit.
It was
like,
great. It was great too. Like Floor didn't add any samples as well to the drums, so it was kind of nice. Well, obviously the kicks are MIDI, but the rest is not heavily sampled, which is nice because the hits are pretty on. So that's kind of, I was really happy with that.
Yeah, and look, fuck it, like I have to, like I know there's only 3 of you involved in it, like, but Jesus Christ, like even Red's
It's only really like
vocals.
two. It's only two. Really.
Yeah, but it's the playing that I'm on about, the.
Oh yeah.
So like Red's vocals, like fucking hell, like they're just off the
Yeah,
scale, man. Honest to fuck,
really,
like.
really good.
Cheers.
Really good.
Thanks very much.
And you know what? Like the two of you know Red for years. Like, I mean, Evan, listen to Red now compared to when you knew him back in the day, like back in the Kilkenny scene. Like, what's that like?
It's mental. Like, even like, I'd say if we thought back to, like we're saying, like Crucifracture and even any of the Battle of the Band stuff, like if you look forward in time to be like, oh yeah, no, you'll release an album with Kevin Talley drumming on it. It's like, yeah, whatever. It's a mental step. It's just it's mad what time can do. But I've always thought, like, I think Red, I genuinely think there'll be something soon that either a band, a very like an Irish death metal band now is going to be looking for guitarist or vocalist that you are just going to be absolutely perfect for and just skyrocket on it. I think that's one thing I would love to see you is doing things live.
Yeah.
Whether this would happen live, I don't know. But just in general, for you to have like a regular thing would be so good. Like, because like the album, you just listen to the vocals there. It's like that's like, you could session musician for other people doing that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So being
good.
something regular would be fucking unreal. Like,
yeah, because
very,
you know
very
what?
time consuming.
Yeah, and you know, Evan, and I'll just bring you back to my point about Red. Like, we all know people that were fantastic in the scene back in the day that just fell through the cracks, and just walked away from music as well. And the fact that you're still doing it, Red, I mean, it's like a fucking your own plight through the storm, wind, fucking rain. You're there still, man, trying to do it yourself.
Yes,
and
sir.
it's fantastic. It's fantastic that you found someone like John that can just, promote this fucking amazing vocalist that is still in Kilkenny, just doing his own thing.
The only fucking one in Kilkenny.
Yes, bizarre. Like, John, what's your take on it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's great that, like, even if you're on your own, like, you can still produce music now. You couldn't have done that, say, 20 years ago, or if you're on your own, you just give up. But now, like, you have all these resources to hire a drummer, send your wave files to some other producer overseas or in Ireland if you want. Anywhere, like, you don't have to travel that much anymore. You can just, it's easier. Like, I think it's better now. It's better to write and record and release music now than ever. It's better. It's just way better.
It's very liberating, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like, it's like, there's no really excuse to say, like, back then you kind of had some sort of excuse, but now you don't really,
Yeah.
To write stuff. Even the DAWs, there's free DAWs now, like Reaper and stuff. Everything's like, and the plugins are really, really good now. And, even the drum program, if you wanted to drum program bits, or even there's a whole library of stuff and just get ideas. It's just way better now.
Yeah.
I think, years ago, there was a lot more kind of leeway given to people that are all farting no shit, where it's like, they can do all the talking that they want.
Yes.
And every excuse, or is like, oh God, if I could do this, I could do this. You really, like, if you put 10 minutes of effort into something, you really can do a lot. So the shit talkers now are kind of a lot more out in the open, where it's like, we'll do it. Like, it's been given every amenity here to do it at home without even putting your pants on. Like, what actually would stop you from doing it? Like,
way more opportunities now. You can contact anyone. Like, people think, oh, you contacted Kevin Talley or something. Oh, you must have some insider. You know some people in the business. Like, no, I just send them an email or send them a message.
Like, a closed mouth never gets fed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. That's how you do it. Like, you just send a message. Like, don't be nervous. Like, don't think like don't have it in your head. Like, don't have this critique in your head that like, oh, they're gonna just brush you away. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, brush yourself.
Service is a service. Service is a service. All I say. So anyone out there, I don't know, who wants to hire like a drummer, don't be afraid to message them or get someone like to mix your album. Go for it, Or anyone like for that matter, don't be. Don't hold back.
Okay, so this is very much, as you said, John, there's two of you involved in it. And the fact that you released it in September the 18th, no more than what I asked Red earlier, are ye watching, like, has it been picked up on any fucking death metal channels or?
It's been on too. Yeah, it's been on a few. I sent it on to a few. The ones that I like, the ones that I follow, like Slam Worldwide, and a few other ones that actually have like, a couple of 100,000 followers on YouTube and stuff. And I got PR, and I got people messaging me like they want to release it and stuff. It's like, okay, we'll have it. So there's a few that will release it. I sent Red there last week, just the what do you call it, Red? The actual prints,
the template.
Yeah, the templates and stuff. So there is people that will release it,
Okay.
So that's kind of cool,
Are you doing a physical release, like as
in? So people will be I like
CD or vinyl.
I don't know. Yeah, I own the rights to it. So like I'll lease it out to someone else. Like, so if someone wants to do, someone send me a message. I'll do 500 copies, and I want to do it in South America. No, I can return you, like give you 100 copies. Like, okay, fair enough. Or another one in Indonesia. Oh yeah, I'll make some T-shirts and CDs and flags and all stuff. Like, sure, yeah. Like, I'll give you and you give me something back in return. It's fine.
Yeah. Had Invictus. I'm thinking of Invictus in Ireland as well. Did you bounce anything off them?
I did with Necrotize.
No. Okay.
He said the roster is pretty full.
Yeah.
So
okay. Because this album is fucking right up their street. Like, it's.
You reckon? I thought Invictus is all kind of doomy, trashy, black, death trash kind of.
Well, it is, yeah. But I mean, there's other stuff there that, that
the album cover is too bright.
Maybe
it's too yellow. There's not enough black. There's not enough black.
We have to turn down the brightness, maybe.
We do a fucking black and white version of it, like
alternate cover.
Yeah,
I didn't think of those labels. I don't know. Like, literally, the ones that I didn't send it out to anyone. Just people messaged me. So I was like, okay, I know. I didn't actually. I didn't do the effort to send it out properly. Well, we'll see. I'll push it out. I did contact some PR people. Because again, like, I own the band has like, you see, if you like sign with someone else, like talking to other bands like Amputated there during the weekend, like, and their first album, which I love, and like I'm like, why isn't it on Spotify? It's like, oh, the label won't put it out. It's like, what label is that? It's some shitty fucking death metal label. That's like, what the fuck? They won't put it out. It's like, yeah, it's like, what? It's not even a real. It's like a label. It's more like a mail order, that has like a big, huge, like online store. It's not even. It's just all. It's just like they won't put it out, and they're really pissed off. It's like, I don't want to be in that position. So
no, that's definitely not.
Yeah, no.
Like, we're gone from the old tape trading days, and passing it amongst each other. Like the obviously the new equivalent to that is Spotify and playlists and stuff. Like,
and do without a label now. That it's very like, it's with the ability to be able to do a lot of stuff at home, like distribution, I feel is more important than like a lot of other what labels would have traditionally offered. I guess it's like you're kind of looking more for distribution, because like no one's gonna fucking. It's very well. Look, it's rare enough that someone's gonna sign you to. Here's X amount of money to record this album, whatever you want to do, because you straight away owe that money. Like you're
Yeah.
so
It-
far.
it generally-
If you try just get them to distribute it, then it's just going to make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
They generally expect you to do promotion though as well, don't they? A lot of labels.
Yeah,
It's- they'll
like-
distribute it, but it's like you do all the Facebook stuff, you do all the promotion.
Well,
They
yeah.
don't
If
do
you're
that, so.
if you're with Nuclear Blast or one of those, they'll do all that for you, obviously. But I mean,
Oh yeah, well that's
I would have to
big-
tell
big
you a
labels.
story. I'll tell you a story about Nuclear Blast. Me and Philly went to I think it was Overkill and Destruction, and we met some people from Nuclear Blast at the gig, and we met one of the PR. They have a PR guy, and like literally, they don't even give a shit about the band, the release they're doing. It's like, did you listen to it? Like, no, we just send it off to the the usual. Very few labels actually really care about releases unless it's like Appetite for Destruction, which
wow, really?
Like,
Yeah.
nah, they don't really care.
I'm
Like,
actually
PR,
shocked.
like,
That's
it's not
actually
about
kind of
making
shocking. Like,
No, the PR. No, obviously the label obviously want to get something, but like there's all these other deals like 360 deals labels do now and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gambom does not have blessed to not be stung by any of that stuff. Any new bands all get all these shitty contracts,
Yeah.
But a lot of the PR, like unless you have some sort of a fan base, it's very hard now. You just the best way to try and get a fan base is just keep writing, releasing stuff.
Yeah.
People like that's the thing about like that's what I did an album. Like doing a single is like it's single. You do an EP is like it's okay, but how far can it go? And nobody really kind of goes the top 500 best EPs ever released. Like it's always about an album. So an album album will always have more weight. So if I do it like as I said, I'll do another album. It's like 2 albums. It just has more weight, for a band than say
does.
an EP and 2 singles. That's
think
just the way it is.
I think
It's
an
more.
EP
It's,
is
it's
cool.
harder work as well.
I think an EP is cool if you do like an album, then maybe another album, then an EP,
Yeah.
and then an album, and then an EP, as opposed to just constantly doing EPs. I think that's a bit of a waste of time.
It's very hard unless you have something like there was bands.
There's
like,
Evan there, but how many EPs have you have?
Yeah, but like that's the thing, like Evan, like you could say like you're in the Black Flag kind of league of kind of bands. You know what I mean? That's kind of that kind of vibe, which they always kind of did those kind of things. That's like part of the scene. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think with what we're doing EP wise is like, I guess it's like when we're not, we've talked about it as well. Like this is what Worn Out now. It's like people will kind of try to push you to like just do singles, and it's kind of like when you talk between each other in the band, it's like, well, how do you consume music? Like I prefer, like I love EPs. I love like an album, but I like it, to come out as the day it comes out. You're listening to it over and over again, rather than if it's a single. I listen to it a few times, but I'm not going to listen to one song, and I'm not really a playlist kind of guy either. So I find that like EPs are just great, kind of like stepping stones. Like even what we're doing at the minute is like the next release is an EP, but it's again like we didn't want to do an album because there's so much growth that we want to have these and a certain amount of tours under our belt before we start committing to an album, because if we did an album like around Waste, it would sound totally different to what we would do now, that it's like, the whole thing of like you have forever to write your first album, but then the second one is you have like 6 months to do the second. But
yeah.
I'm not really a singles kind of guy unless there's something coming from it, unless it's building up to a release, whether it's an EP or an album. But
I think it's cool if a single is from an EP or from an album, as opposed to just,
but that's building up to that. Do you know what I mean?
Get a bit of taster, like.
Yeah. Like there's a whole. You're getting into the whole lore of the band. Then, like you're building to this thing, but like just bands doing singles every couple of months and that's it. I'd rather a band just go quiet for a bit, and then come back with something. Like at the end of the day, like.
Here's one for you, right? I'm just interested in the three of your views. What I found lately is, in relation to albums now, this is specifically albums, the less amount of time songs take up. So my threshold would be 30 minutes, 32, 33, 34.
Yeah, me too.
And so this is perfect for me now, year release. It was just absolutely clocked in. What is it, 32, is it? Or so roughly
34.
Yeah,
34.
something like that is ideal for me. I don't like now listen to albums that go into 45 to 50 minutes long. It's fucking hard going sometimes. Just the
Depends on
way
the style, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah.
It
Oh
really
yeah, there's that to it obviously as well. But like I'm just wondering, I'm throwing it out to yourselves there for albums now. What's your ideal album length time?
I agree. I think around half an hour for that kind of style of like death metal. I think around half an hour to 45
Half
minutes.
an hour. Like
half an hour for
these
that.
like albums were always like a half an hour. The Corpse albums were like 35. It like when you have like the band. If we're speaking about death metal band, remember that band Vital Remains? And they had
Yeah.
songs that were cooler, but it was like, fuck, that's 8 minutes long. Jesus, turn that fucking compress that down, boys. You know.
It's a 2.5 minute version of that. And we're happy.
Yeah, can you like edit that, guys? You know.
Yeah,
There's
hardcore albums as well. Like they don't fucking drift past 30 minutes. The classics, anyway. From what I can remember.
Like it was expensive to make, and it was like you had tape, and it was just a lot of actually. There's a Scott Burns book coming out now.
I got it yesterday.
Don't spoil it because I ordered mine. It's fucking expensive, the postage, but basically he did a lot of albums like in 1990, 91, then kind of cut it down. But a lot of those bands only had like 10 days to record the album. So like Cannibal Corpse Even Back to Life was like done in like a week and a half. A week. It was like drums 2 days, guitars 2 days, vocals 2 days, mix day and a half. See you, boys.
I was
Yeah.
trying to
I'm going.
definitely benefit to, like with being able to do stuff at home compared to like being like, this is how long you have. There's some decisions that have to be made that there's no real, rather if you're like, right, there's no end timeline on this and I can do this at home. There's a lot of like over guessing everything and kind of doing it again and being like, oh shit, I'm not sure. And you have the time to like gestate on something to the point that it can ruin it. Whereas like if you just have this time, you're going in so prepared and so focused. I guess there's benefits to both of it, but
There is,
yeah, definitely.
Okay, I'm going to squeeze in one more song, lads. So this is Moore's Ontological. Is it Ontological?
Ontologica.
Ontological. Okay, I got it right. Okay, cool. Is that what you were on about there, John, and getting ready to get that bit lower?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Yeah. I'm glad I focused in on that section there then,
Yeah, there's a lot of layering there.
Yeah, so Red did a lot of vocal layers, which was like a really good technique, like for trick. Like if you hear death metal vocal on a track and you hear just like one track, it sounds it's okay, but if you layer it, it sounds way better.
And layering it in certain points, because if you just start a song and layer the whole thing, there's no ups and downs. Like
that's the regular. There's no boost.
Yeah. So I kind of have it layered twice, some parts, and then for like big parts, like 3 or 4 times.
Sounds way better.
Yeah. And in gluttonous abhorrence, I have to just throw in a lyric there. Mukbang madness, a feast for the eyes. Now, who the fuck? I had
John
to Google
originally wrote those lyrics.
I had to Google mukbang. It's fucking great, like an eating show.
Mukbang madness.
Sorry, John, I do my homework. That's just me. And just fucking talk to us. Go on. Throw that out.
John originally wrote those lyrics, and then he had vocal patterns, and then sent me. We kind of he started recording vocals at home, just kind of rough, like kind of a rough vocal guide, and sent it to me. And then I kind of redo it so that the words kind of it sound better when I sing it. But he wrote the majority of the lyrics for that one, I think.
Yeah. That was like kind of like the rip into like there was this YouTuber like all he does is eat like McDonald's and pizza and noodles all day. Like a fat bastard.
Dude.
He's like Nick Avocado is his name, so if you YouTube him, you'll see him. And I wrote the song like if I wrote this and I tagged him, maybe he might like promote the band. It was like I didn't get anything. Anyway,
we can't wear a Crimson Butchery t-shirt.
Yeah,
send them on. Yeah, send.
Extra hard there, man.
What was it like?
Go on, Evan. Sorry, yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Well, I have to ask as well. Like, what was it like with regards to the artwork with Grimcat?
Oh yeah.
What did you specifically ask for that, or did you just like send any recordings, or was there something already done that you like? What? Because I know it's too yellow. It's fucking.
I wanted those colors because one, I like that kind of. I had this dinosaur.
Don't say Barney.
Dinosaur Junior t-shirt. Dinosaur Junior t-shirt. That like I always like that artwork.
Start chopping.
Like the
John,
colors.
I had that fucking t-shirt myself, and I couldn't believe you were wearing it on stage. I was just going, fucking hell, respect, man.
Yes. Man.
Nudes.
So like I like that kind of like I don't know, it was kind of the guy did it. He did this kind of like skater. He does kind of like skater or zine kind of stuff. And I just sent a message, go, look, I like your colors. And I want to like that because every death metal band has some sort of like grim, like, forest or glaciers or, something like, it's like, okay, I get it. But like, I just want a different color, to be honest. And it kind of, I gave him that vibe. Okay, this is the songs here. I don't know if I gave him the lyrics. I like this, what you've done. Can you do it? So he painted it. And I was like, okay, thanks. That's it.
Wow.
It's unreal. Like, it's so good.
And is there going to be a t-shirt?
The Indonesian label that will that said they'll put it out in January. They said they're making t-shirts and long sleeves. So I gave
fucking long sleeve would be the job actually for this. Yes.
Yeah.
You just become the actual fucking thing that goes out like. It's like a morph suit, like
flags, 90s. So the great thing, like I should show you this thing. I don't know if you've seen it. I had this Gamma Bomb, massive Gamma Bomb. I don't know. Did I show you this before? I had this. I got it on AliExpress. Like if you go on AliExpress, like that dinosaur Junior t-shirt I got on AliExpress. Obviously, it's fake.
Fake. I had the original, dude. Fuck's sake.
But like. AliExpress, I shouldn't be promoting this, but AliExpress sells like load of fake band stuff, and I have this Gamma Bomb.
No way!
Class.
It's the Sea Savage one.
Jesus.
No, they don't sell it now, but when I saw it, I was like, buy that.
What is it, a blankie?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. It's nuts.
It's not there anymore, but I had to get it, and I got it.
You should buy loads of them and then sell them on the prosthetic website. Like,
oh my god, oh my god!
Well, like beach towels and stuff.
Beach towels. There you go.
Push-ins, you name it.
Got it all.
So we might see a Crimson Butchery flag or something on or jocks on AliExpress.
Hopefully, if there's a flag, I'll definitely get it. I'm like, nice one, I'll get that now.
Do thongs.
Nice pair of yellow socks.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Socks.
Just sell out, like to be like Kiss.
Need to sell out, man. Need to make money. Make money.
I love money.
Yes.
Okay, is that it then, lads? I got in 3 songs as well, like, you know. So, are you happy with that? Is there any other stuff that you want to throw out there before we?
So we have, as I said, we are going to do another album, and I'll have the music should be done in December, all done, and then Red will lash out the vocals when his studio is fixed.
Yeah.
I have a sneak peek. If you want to hear a sneak peek of it, man, I can give you a sneak peek right now.
Okay.
You ready?
Spoiler.
All right, this. Okay.
I hope it's not that porn fucking sound now. You know? Oh!
No. He's on the... Let me get it here. Do I have it?
Get pregnant by your fuck ass this motherfucking summer, bitch. I'm gonna have I want some snow cracks and I'm gonna pop some
Think so, man.
summer here. So bitch, I need a print motherfucking heavy or something. Heavy bitch, I need some heavy for that.
It's just like
What the hell?
just cut off now.
Oh, fucking hell.
Amazing.
Wait till you hear this song, man. I'm gonna get a rapper as well in middle line. I'm gonna try and
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's classic. Fucking hell.
Fucking heavy as fuck.
I wouldn't doubt you, man.
It's like Limp Bizkit then.
Oh man, like there's blast in it. Don't get me wrong. I need to get to the top and down, man. I need to sell out. Like I need people to up and down. You know, the catchiest song.
Red, you're okay. I
There's
can see.
there's helicopter beats in the middle. Don't worry, I got some slam in there.
I know what I'm up to. This helicopter beats.
There's helicopter blasting and everything.
Someone needs to throw a shoulder over poor old Red there, like, and say everything is okay. You're okay, Red. He's just
That's all right. I'll commandeer. I'll do the rap. No, I won't do that.
Featuring Sexy Red on vocals.
Okay, so look, it's great news that there's something coming down the pipeline, probably next year, as you said, John, early next year, please God. This will not be a live entity, I'm presuming, anytime soon, so that's fair enough. We would, as Evan, I echo Evan on that, we would love to see it take shape in some form or other, maybe in a year's time. Who knows, sometime in Kilkenny that you're all back. I don't know. It would be fucking great fun anyway.
Few cans in Red's house and we'll just
there you go. Yeah.
Do the 30th anniversary. We'll do that one.
Yeah. I'll travel down for that, Ev. Definitely. A bag of cans and happy days, Kilkenny. Yeah. So for those that are listening and watching, ye have missed out on one of the best death metal releases of the year in the Irish scene, right? So it's great for you to revisit it now, especially after listening to the podcast. Check out Crimson Butchery, Repulsive Exhibition. It's out in Bandcamp, and show some fucking love for one of the best death metal releases in the Irish metal scene this year. Congratulations, lad, and I'm fucking seriously proud to have you on the show and to promote it once more.
Right on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Evan, as always, thanks for joining on and co-host. Haven't seen you enough times this year, brother, but hopefully the GoFundMe page will sort out the laptop for you, and
you'll see me
back.
You'll see me next week and the week after.
Okay, fair enough. That's good news.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it, everybody.
Plummet.
Yeah, that's it, everybody. Thanks for listening and watching the show. And as we always end, it's very important. And please just support your local metal scene. Thank you.